HPIE 3.0. Dr. Chandrashekhar is going to talk to us about hospitals' technology planning and procurement, medtech, health tech, cyber tech, tele-ICU consulting. So please put your hands together and welcome on stage Dr. R. Chandrashekhar.
Good morning. The session has to be with the energy. See, I am very happy that our two speakers, particularly the chief guest, architect Sanjay Singh and also Gaurav, laid a good platform. And in my presentation, being in the government, I'll be able to answer a number of things, what has been happening. And also, initially, Afzal had told me that this is an expo where exhibitor, manufacturer, consultant, architects, engineer, everybody is going to be there. So I can open the avenue that how much work is there in our country, so all can get together, but don't concentrate yourself only in metros. There is so much to do in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. So that is how I'm going to start. The points to ponder is digital transformation, pandemic preparedness, because how we have prepared ourselves post-COVID, climate resilience, connectivity with the rest of the healthcare ecosystem, patient centricity, flexibility, and infection control. So these are the points which I would like to cover. You all remember that Digital India, that National Digital Health Mission launched in 15th August 2021 with vision of NHP 2017 perspective adopting the principle of think big, start small, scale fast. This was the mantra. And pandemic preparedness, how we have started. This is where avenues for all of you. PM-ABHIM was launched, that is Pradhan Mantri Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission. What was the mission? Mission was to set up 50-bedded critical care hospital in all states at every district. Now this is the kind of a work and it is already started. Let me be very clear. The funding is being done by the central government and till 2025 the recurring expenditure is also being scheduled. That means infrastructure, equipment and manpower. Only thing is state has to contribute and finally they have to take it over. Now in this, basically 150 in medical colleges as an 50-bedded critical care to be adopted and around 452 in the district hospital. So amount of 602 districts have been chosen. Out of that, initially international assistance extension of COVID support was further extended, in which NGO affiliated to Johns Hopkins Institute of Technical Support funded by US government had started with it. Now Government of India has taken over. Guidelines and standard floor plans have been already issued. Only thing is, it has to be modified based on the available site. It is not going to be an independent structure. The critical care unit has to be attached with any of the district hospital. So that is where we have given the liberty for engaging consultant, local PWD, and the funding methodology is National Health Mission has been funded. National Health Mission will onward pick up the local PWD or CPWD to carry on, and they have also been given a funding for engaging consultancy to work out a detailed plan on the based on the standard plan given to them. Why this was done? And remember, why I given you? You can choose your state and start helping and putting your efforts on that, whether it is in terms of equipment. Just now Gaurav mentioned about what we are doing. So this is what is the network and agreed that how we are stepping forward one by one. Now, what all we are going to do it, 50, 75 or 100 bedded. 50 bedded is on an average we have found, but it was supposed to be 25% of the existing hospital, maximum to the 100. Some district hospital may be having 450 to 500 bed. And what all I am going to give in that? 10 bedded ICU, 6 bedded HDU, 25 bed isolation, 2 bed dialysis, 2 bed MCH, 2 isolation room, emergency 5 beds, 2 OT, 2 LDR suite and 1 lab. Now imagine these all have been frozen because generally what will be the requirement, how you want to go about. In all this conclusion, the building gets, 5-year plan bhi nikal jata hai, nothing happens. So we said, before they ask this question, frame it. Then, I don't know, in my district there is no hospital planner. This is the prototype. Okay, you can at least by square meter you can calculate. No, we have gone one step ahead. Cost is 16 crore, 8 crore for equipment, 24 crore is going to be given to you. Now, these have been worked out by the experts with the prevailing this thing, so that it is not going to vary a great. Only thing is, you have the liberty to make a pre-engineered structure or a regular structure. Then, what was the second challenge? We had lagged testing facility. Just now, as he mentioned, we have gone digital. This is health ATM, where you can get 55 plus tests in one equipment. And you just stand there right from your height, weight, blood pressure, your blood sugar, cholesterol, ECG, everything can be performed. And doesn't cost a great deal. Just now, Gaurav mentioned about whether CSR funding. This is out of CSR funding. 50 of such units have been established in Uttarakhand, Gujarat, then even in, down Tamil Nadu and Himachal Pradesh, UP. Number of places it has been happening. So these are the kind of a thing. And recently, just I was there in the All India Institute of Ayurveda, which is in Sarita Vihar. We have set up one more there, so that people are feeling thrilled. And imagine in the district place, you don't have those many pathologists or the lab. So these can be handled with this. Then we have wellness center. Now remember, just now Gaurav gave you a figure of how much beds are lacking. Priority is illness versus wellness. We have been focusing on treating ill, but we are not focusing on how to get into wellness. So if we focus on wellness, the Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Center recently named as Ayushman Arogya Mandir. This has been named very recently, just a week ago, by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. What was the tagline? Arogya Paramam Dhanam. That means what is required, you treat the people around. Let everyone need not overload the tertiary care. Why should he come for a headache? Today the thing is, I have a stomach ache, I want to go to AIIMS. Where is the need? So you can be treated right at the outskirts, and that is why the first thing is screening. Wellness center also will have, just now he was talking about 50,000, it was not. 1.5 lakhs was declared by Prime Minister, and we have achieved 1.61 lakh about Ayushman Bharat Health Wellness Center. And what it provides, mother and child health, level 1 emergency and trauma, and drugs and diagnostic. If these things are taken care in the outskirts, where is the need for everyone to come to the hospital? We have telemedicine and EOPD. During COVID, we have seen, for everything one need not go to hospital. That means your infrastructure planning has to have a major change. We don't require to crowd the people to, too many people for, creating a waiting areas, etc. we can still squeeze down. That means infrastructure will also, the reduction in the size means reduction in cost. And then you have teleconsultation of experts. You all know that we have shortage of manpower. So digital health is the answer, which was also expressed in between. Telemedicine kiosks have been established at number of places where high definition video conferencing system, and the kiosk also gives the digital medical devices. So today, these kind of a facility cut down unnecessary entry to the hospital of number of people. Crowd management is a challenge here. You have seen, we have tried once that give them a token and try to, make the people sit and all. Around 10 to 12,000 is my footfall in the AIMS. To handle that much, I saw people are fighting at the token pickup area itself, 3 to 4,000 people. What we thought, we tried one experiment in AIMS, our trauma center. We gave tab to each doctor. The moment patient comes, they take a picture, put their ID, their parameters comes in. Doctors are not very comfortable with typing. So you can write your prescription, but bad handwriting may give medication error. So drop menu will give you whatever the medicine you require. Then search engine will also help you in a way that during the patient's recurring entry, sir, OPD parchi kho gayi. So through search engine, you can find out. So this is how we found it is helpful. During COVID, some of the hospitals have also started using robo. These have happened in metros. PMDHM is the future vision, which is already government is working. You must have seen the Aabha card, and nowadays Ayushman Bharat health card, which has been made, will create a seamless online platform through provision of wide range of data. Information and infrastructure service interoperable, and this validation of data is very important. So health card, if I have one card, I can get all my health data into this, where there is a cooperation of private enterprises and the government setup has to come together to make it happen. This is where now government is working hard on that. Now Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana, that is PMSSY phase 2, worked on what? Upgradation of medical colleges with super speciality block. Why super speciality? That is, all these PG students are your future upcoming AIMS. We have set up 22 AIMS. Where are you going to get the faculty from? So these were the thing, creation of PG seats, and PGs will be the future faculty for upcoming AIMS, and private hospitals were also requested. In one of the session where Niti Aayog member has requested that around 5 lakhs bed are available with the private. If you start the DNB courses in the hospital, it will add manpower. Manpower is in a great short supply where technology is going to helpful, and also the mantra is towards wellness rather than towards illness. So if everybody is well, the illness will automatically reduce. I am just going to give you one example that how distant learning is also happening. This is a specific class of a orthopedic, this thing where digitally they have loaded the CT or MRI images and they are focusing on a data. Rest of the data they are cutting off so that they will be able to understand exactly where that area, the particular area to be spoken. Then they are going to tie up with the loaded CT and MRI images which are already been loaded in the tab, and then they take a virtual knife and slice it the way MRI and other thing we slice it, and then they can show it. Now these things are happening very easily by virtue of digital parameter. Second, you have seen we have integrated operation theaters where we are able to do the education through the surgical, operation theaters can be connected, theater to theater, then theater to education institute, and even theater to conference area. The impact of emerging technologies on the hospital post-COVID is pharmaceuticals will replace some procedure and will decrease the need of admission to hospital, and newer vaccines will treat as well as prevent disease. Remember, the focus is not creating more beds, optimally utilize the available bed and also try to see how we can reduce it. Minimum invasive surgery will reduce hospital stay and promote outpatient operation, and robotic surgery is already in place, and the sensors will change central laboratories and intensive care units of today. Mobile OT integration, just I spoke about, you have different type of integration available. Now each integration costs around 40 to 50 lakhs. So it becomes a problem. In my AIIMS, around 20 theaters are there. Every theater need to be integrated. Then we came up with mobile integration. So here what happens, you have value proposition to optimize project cost. You can have only 3 or 4 or 5 as per your need, and not that every theater need to be integrated. And video on IP-based OR integration, portable and thus shareable across multiple operating room, and true plug and play with ready to connect and easily accessible HDMI and DVI Pro. What you need is a plug-in HDMI cable. The moment you bring the trolley, you plug in and your integration works on that particular theater. So, digital hospital infrastructure, in a digital hospital system, people can communicate with each other to make the hospital more responsive, agile and flexible. Up-to-date information improves responsiveness and assess the information bottlenecks and block hospital throughput. And two-way communication between nurse and patient reduces unnecessary walking and giving them more time to focus on patient care. So, artificial intelligence has taken a big role now. Remember, artificial intelligence is redefining the healthcare, but AI to give doctors recommendation at the point of care, number one, and in an intuitive clinical assistance, and can be viewed as a companion doctor or collaborative partner. It is a tool for medical professional and not a replacement for human expertise. Human expert is a human expert. Artificial intelligence, don't think. It should be a helping hand. It will, patient turnover can be fast by usage such this thing. Now these kind of a self-service hospital guide, which you all are aware, can be introduced. Medical computer cart. Now EMR, electric medical record, has become a compulsory as per our this thing. And then mobile clinical assistant, bedside infotainment, where information and entertainment both are clubbed together. And going mobile point of the care, nurses spend 90% working time traveling between nurse station and patient ward. A highly integrated computerized nursing card to optimize patient care process and enable mobile point of care. Now, this is because shortage of nurses can clubbed into this. And then latest in MRI, you must have seen a lot of people feeling claustrophobic. MRI has been made an open MRI, so that you are through from pediatric, they don't get scared, bariatric, that is the huge body, and similarly geriatric, that is the old age, and claustrophobic effect, that is, you see how the industry is working towards every part of this thing. And this is how the machine looks, and which is already been launched and it is available. And now, the other thing, Mr. Ware, this was a new dimension to a e-hospital. Here, this device is fully wireless, able to transmit the data to be recharged wirelessly, and device also can be worn around the clock and is a shower resistance. So you can take bath without any issue. And this system automates follow-up with the patient who have been released from the hospital and provide digital check-ins, guidance, reminders, clinical questionnaire, and educational material intent to make sure patient continues to improve and alert providers if there are signs of trouble. So these are the kind of instrument comes in. recent WHO publication, which also talks about different pathway for building climate resilience, low carbon health system, and an integrated manner. I, being a chairperson for Indian Green Building Council and a healthcare rating system, we have just finished our Green Building Congress in Chennai, where net zero was the topic. And even Chennai people have said that whatever is your target, that 2060, we will 10 years earlier than that, we are going to achieve this. These are the kind of initiative. Low carbon, zero carbon, now we are moving towards net zero. Here, the basically climate resilience and the environmental sustainability made into health workforce, energy, then infrastructure and technology, and water, sanitation and waste management. These were the broader group. Of course, the financing was also added into this, and building blocks for health system was integrated with them. And green building, green hospital is one of the major area, and in the patient-centric, the facilitator, that is doctor, nurse and staff, infrastructure, that is hospital building, including all the lab services, and environment, that is evidence-based design, that is indoor air quality and environment quality are the certain important this thing. Green hospital, our concerns are patient care, recovery, energy consumption, safe and desirable environment for healthcare professional, and infection control, that is indoor air quality and environment quality, light, ventilation and waste management. Here, the Indian Green Building Council has already issued a rating system which can be downloaded free, www.igbc.in. This is a typical ward layout with the evidence-based design, and COVID in mind we had designed, where you could find a single bed, each bed viewing at the window, and central courtyard, and also the services are here. It can be a cross-ventilated or it can be a regular, this thing. And in this, if you see, this is going to be looking like this. We have already tried this in one of the aims also, so that every patient, from the infection point of view and also from the evidence-based point of view, works out very good. So standardized flexibility, standardized reduces complexity. So standardization is very essential, and standardization is a key strategy of human factor design as a means to reduce risk of error and improve quality. I'll just try, this is the health facility guidelines, which is available with a website called rfhha.org. That is Research Foundation of Hospital and Health Administrator. This is an AIMS initiative. And similarly, these are my two books. One is Modern Trends in Planning and Designing of Hospital, and another latest one is a Planning and Designing of Specialty Healthcare, where you will get all the super specialty planning and designing available with JP Brothers, who are the publishers. I'll just try to tell you some of the infrastructure issues that today's era, you need a larger span with lesser this thing so that flexibility can be achieved. And I'll just demonstrate a small project which has been done in Mumbai, where you have the two areas which are having the services, and the central plate is a usable floor plate, which we work it out as per our orientation and the climatic situation. Now in this ground floor, we have the orthotic and the labs, workshop related to orthotics and prosthetics, and you could see the same space being utilized for various activity. When it goes to the upper area, the orthotic and prosthetic lab and biomechanical lab, the same space is being utilized in a different format. Now, on the other floor, we have the classrooms, the faculty, and the computers, and a training area. Now, above that, we have a facility for total common, convention hall. And just above that, we have hostel facility. So if you see the section, the initial basement is a parking, 4 floors are workshop, then a classroom, and then hostel. So this is the way we have done this, it is in Mumbai. And there is a shortage of space, so you can create a flexibility, larger span, drywall partition, and this is how helps you during the COVID time also, the changeover. I'll just now have few slides on indoor air quality, where it is airborne infection was very, was a talk of the time. Generally, we have a technological method to reduce risk-borne airborne transmission: pressurization, dilution, and filtration. Even in the filtration, you trap the pathogen, you don't kill them. So, we have introduced post-COVID more compulsorily the purification. That is destroying the infectious agent in the air through exposure to UV. That is ultraviolet germicidal irradiation or photohydroionization, and HEPA. HEPA MD is high efficiency particulate arrestants, microbial destruction. So, airborne infection isolation and protective environment, these are all well known to you, where we are already maintaining this. Only thing is, few things which I'll try to tell you. These are the things which was in practice. Post-COVID, how we have to carry on. This is sealing jet air sterilization unit, UVGI in sealing jet. Then people had a challenge that generally we take the space between the false ceiling and ceiling as a plenum for return air, and post-COVID it was to be ducted. So these are UVC lead-based air purification which was implanted in the diffuser, where it could do the purification. And split air conditioner was another challenge. We have introduced even UV in the split air conditioner, because all type of air conditioner you take it. Even we had a COVID OT which need to be negative pressure, and sometime when it is not there, you have to operate it in positive pressure. That facilities were also been created. I am not going into detail for the reason there is a shortage of time, we are overshot. But anyway, one can always check up. This UVGI can be on coil or in duct or any of the places, and you could see it has all the split AC or your cassette AC, and even AHU floor mounted. Existing one can be modified. You don't have to do anything extra. And this is how the technology works: trap and kill technology. You are trapping the pathogen and killing them. And in this, you are having stage 1, pre-filter, stage 2, polarization, and stage 3, agglomeration. This is how we trap and kill, so that you don't get too much problem in your coils also. And HEPA MD it has a 4 level, which is exposition to non-thermal plasma, captured by electrical media, molecular filtration, and molecular trapping. So these HEPA MD technology is also now available, which you can find it in different format. COVID robotics was very popular during the COVID time, where we can run this robo sitting inside and decontaminate the entire area. And this was even for decontaminating your ward. Within 5 minutes, everything will be absolutely clean. And similarly, the micro solutions were available, including wheelchair could be put into UV and cleared. Copper, 80% of our infection is through touch surface. Copper is antimicrobial. So all touch surface, whether door handle or UV fluid stand, a bed rail, grab bar, you can always make a touch surface. In fact, you can see which all the places where we can have the infection, and there you can use the copper, and including stethoscope. See, these are the one which is changing the spaces. And last only message, disaster management, which we have just, Sanjay Singh has explained very nicely. You cannot evacuate everybody. So the zoning and level, on the similar level you have to do that. Same way, I had created some guideline for structural is already there, non-structural member. If that collapses, you still cannot function. So these are the engineering services. If that collapse, or your cupboard and this collapse, what is required as a prevention? Just anchor them. Nothing more. That will take care. And do a disaster preparedness so that at the end, whenever you have, the disaster coming in. So, evacuation plan, Sanjay, the architect Sanjay has already mentioned very clearly. Blending of open spaces and built spaces, fire escape staircase and route, refuge area for easier evacuation in multi-story structure, appropriate signage, and display of evacuation route in different parts of the building. Don't make your hospital casualty of disaster, make health facility everyone's responsibility. So, you require environment, patient wants a built environment, promotes connection to staff, conducive to well-being, convenient and accessible, is confidential and private, shows caring for family, is considerate of impairment, facilities connection to the outside world, is safe and secure, easy wayfinding. So built environment enhances patient flow, overall efficiencies, functional operation of the healthcare facility. So thank you very much for your patient hearing, and this is my email. Anybody who has any kind of a query can always access me on email. Thanks a lot. That's it. No. I won't mind if anybody has question, but because you are running, paucity of time, so I was running my slide in a faster way.
So if there are any questions, please feel free to get in touch.
That is the reason I gave you my email.
Yeah.
Not a question, Dr. Chandrashekhar, but just a point. You spoke about the 50 care, critical care hospitals. I think it's a fantastic initiative. It happened to come to one of the hospitals that we were designing in Madhya Pradesh. And, we reviewed it and we said, why don't we, do this such that we can isolate this also from the main hospital. In which case then it can act as a, infectious disease block itself.
Correct.
Completely. Because COVID is, something that hits you, it may again, something else may come after 5-6 years. But if you can, plan it, design it and zone it in a manner that it can be, kept as part of the main hospital but also separate, then all the drop-offs, etc., because it is in effect a completely...
It is going to be independent block.
Absolutely.
It is. It has been planned like that.
Yes.
And only we have said to keep closer to the main thing, because manpower is a big issue for me. Right. And finally, state has to provide the manpower.
Correct.
So it is also a directive that infectious disease ward of 30-bedded is separately being planned with every district hospital.
That's right.
This is also an instruction.
Yes.
Because if a person, COVID or any infectious disease, and today we are again got the instruction that new this thing has started, and Kerala is the most educated, well-learned and full, I say 100% literate area from where it is coming upward.
Yes.
So this is being done. And only thing what we said, why you need consultant, I may get a tight space.
Right.
And they say, sir, you have given me typical floor plan, it doesn't fit in. Right. That is where architect has to, without compromising the functional parameter.
That is right. Exactly, that's how it happened, because we already had a block which was made as a cold shell, and we said, we will suit these requirements to suit them, and then we changed the drop-off.
In fact, MP is doing the fastest.
It is.
Today, 15 of them is already on.
Already on, yeah. But
and
yes.
I was requesting other states to, see, it has also political parameter.
I know.
But center has started, and this Expo, you all guys have to come forward the way he has already started doing it. There is going to be a critical care equipment, there is critical care, air conditioning, ventilation, and there is a infrastructure. You may come up with pre-engineering stuff also.
Absolutely, sir. But fantastic initiative. Thank you.
Thank you.
Big round of applause for Dr. Chandrashekhar. Thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. I would request Afzal ji to please come on stage and present Dr. Chandrashekhar with a small gift for coming here and sharing his presentation with us. I request Mr. Sanjay Singh also to please come on stage to present Dr. Chandrashekhar with a small plant. Thank you so much, sir, for coming here and sharing your wealth of knowledge with everyone.
आपकी तरफ से पौधा Thank you very much.